Okay, good evening, everybody. We've got lots logged on this evening. I'm absolutely delighted to be sharing a fantastic business opportunity with you. If you were logged on at the beginning, my name's Stuart, and I'm going to be taking you through the first part of tonight's presentation. I've also got Karl Cooley joining me, I've got Colley, and I've got Nwangwa, who are going to be telling you a little bit more about their journeys with Forever Living Products. But to get the night underway, let me tell you a little bit about my background, how I got involved with Forever Living Products nearly 5 years ago now. And in fact, in 2011, when we were first approached to have a look at the opportunity, we said no. And in fact, when Rebecca came back and told me a little bit about the opportunity, it was absolutely no chance. It sounds like a bit like one of those things that we all get involved in. However, when we had a look at the opportunity, and in particular the marketing plan, which Carl's going to cover this evening for you, I was in straight away. Within 45 minutes, we'd signed up to the business, and do you know what? Our life has completely changed in nearly 5 years. We got into the business not knowing anything about what network marketing was. We'd never heard of Forever Living Products, which was crazy because some of the stats I'm going to show you this evening are quite mind-blowing behind the business model. However, what happened in 2012 is we built a part-time business around our full-time roles. So I was an operations manager for nearly 14 years. I worked really, really hard within that industry because when I started out within that industry, I was a traffic planner. So I'd worked really hard to work up to operations manager. Fast forward to 2013, we'd qualified for some incentives and we were still really working the business part-time, and the nooks and crannies that we could do around two young children. And we travelled to Sardinia, and it was there and then that I realised we had the most fantastic business opportunity on our hands, not just from a personal level and what we could get from the business, but sharing this business opportunity with lots of other people who could change their lifestyles as well. So we came back from Sardinia, we'd qualified for this incentive, the company had paid for us to travel out there, to get some training, enjoy Sardinia while we were there, and within 12 months I'd actually finished work. So on the 25th of July 2014 at 12:15 I was able to walk out that door for the last time because I realised I wanted to spend a bit more time with my children. I didn't want to spend so much time looking at the photographs at work. I wanted to be there in person. So, for me, that was a bit of a driver to get on in this business, work this business when we looked at it in 2012. The income that's associated with this business, and you're going to see this on the marketing plan this evening, is phenomenal. And of course, building that income allows you, gives you that choices to enjoy what life has got to offer. You haven't got to be at work 50 hours a week, 55 hours, 60 hours a week, because I know, like a lot of people, that's what we do when we're working Monday to Friday, or if you're working nights or mornings, or you're working weekends. A lot of people work extremely hard, and maybe at this point when you're logging on this evening, you're not getting the financial reward for putting the amount of effort that you're putting into your current role. So we're sharing this business opportunity with you this evening. So I want to tell you a little bit more about the background before we go into the financials of the company. So Forever Living Products, who are we? We are a $2.8 billion turnover company. Now, I've got to be honest, for the people logging in this evening for the first time and having a look at the opportunity, that completely blew my mind because, as I said, in 2011, I'd never heard of Forever Living Products. I didn't know what network marketing was, but what I did know was 2.8 billion turnover was a phenomenal amount. And of course, when I learned what you're going to see now is they're a completely cash-rich and debt-free company. So we've got no investors, no shareholders, or anything like that. In fact, this company is family-owned and family-run. That's the guy with the extraordinary vision in 1978 who started this business. His name's Rex Moore, and he is still the chairman of the company today with his son and some real close family friends, and they run the business in 160 countries. So not only can you build a business here in the UK, you can go and build this across the globe. Now that is phenomenal because, I mean, if we look at HSBC, or maybe we look at Barclays, they're only trading maybe 70, 80 countries, whereas with Forever Living, it gives us the opportunity to go and build a business globally as well as building here in the UK. Now, here in the UK, we turned over £135 million in 2015. That makes the UK the #1 country out of those 160 countries. And that has been phenomenal growth over the last 4 years. In fact, when I joined in 2012, the turnover in the UK was just over 30 million. So you can see that we have a fantastic opportunity, and you're going to see that with the products which we're going to show you this evening to back up these stats that you're seeing. And of course, it's been around, as you can see there, for over 20 years in the UK. So it's not a fly-by-night company. We weren't here just last year, or in 2014 and 2013. We have been around and established for a long, long time. So why do people want to have a look at the opportunity? You know, we've got it there straight in front of you. Disadvantages of having a job, working longer hours. You know, I was part of, transport logistics. That was my background. It is notoriously long hours. 50, 60 hours a week, and drivers were doing exactly the same, because I began to realize that if I didn't do that, then there would be other people that would come in and do that role and probably do it for less money. Maybe you're in that situation at the moment, that you're working a lot of hours, as I said, and not getting that financial reward. Maybe it's a lack of job security. I think since the recession in 2008, so many more people are looking over their shoulder. Is my job safe? Is the company safe? Have we got enough customers? All these types of questions that go through employees' minds. Longer commutes to work. In fact, I was speaking to a friend, a couple of weeks back. He travels to work 90 minutes there and 90 minutes back every single day. Now, for me, on a personal level, I would never have been able to do that, because, in my head, that's 15 hours worth of, commuting time plus the working time that he had to do at work as well. Maybe it's pensions, probably you're in the 30s, or maybe you're in the 40s, and you're looking and thinking, well, I haven't got a pension in place. And we know through the media there's a big scare that pensions are not performing. We've got to work, for longer as well. The retirement age is going up. So maybe when you see the potential, the power of the marketing plan this evening, and the residual passive income which is available with Forever Living, maybe this is going to tick a box for you this evening. And of course, holiday restrictions. Companies, put a lot of holiday restrictions on their employees now. Within my industry, before I went full-time working Forever Living products at home, around my children, my holiday intake was actually decreased, because we had busy periods in the build-up to Christmas, in the build-up to Easter. In fact, any of the major holidays, we had to take restrictions, because we had to have all hands on deck. So realistically, yeah, we were getting 4 or 5 weeks worth of holiday a year, but we could only take it in very segments that weren't busy at work. So maybe you've got one of those disadvantages tonight. So I urge you to continue listening and watch the rest of the presentation. So what are people's needs? What are your needs listening this evening? Maybe it's a lifestyle. You need a complete lifestyle change. Maybe you're in that stressful job at the moment, and it's having an impact on your health, and you're looking for something, you're looking for a different direction, and you're looking for something to go forward with. From a financial point of view, when you see this marketing plan this evening, I know it's going to blow you away, because not only can you make an income straight away, and a huge income in terms of what we can do from a retail point of view, the markup, you can make an income from day one in this business. Maybe you're looking for a different vehicle and you like working with other people. Maybe you'd love the opportunity to be your own boss and work from home, earn extra money around what you currently do. Or maybe you love the fulfillment and the recognition, because this company delivers recognition upon recognition, because you get the chance to achieve some fantastic incentives, and you can create a healthy lifestyle, but you can also create a great income working alongside Forever Living products. So the first thing I'm going to speak about this evening is the products. I've told you a little bit about the background. We're not a fly-by-night company. We've been around, established for nearly 40 years. But of course, that established history we've got has got to be backed up with high-quality branded products. So the first thing I found myself asking was, would I use the products? And I found some products within our range, because we have got a huge range of products, that I absolutely fell in love with, because I started to feel better. I love going to the gym, and I could see myself improving in the gym. So it became quite natural for me to start recommending those products to other people, because I'm not a sales guy. I was an operations manager. I worked with drivers. I worked, trucks, trailers, delivering pallets across the UK. That was my background. We had a sales department who was selling, the services that we did. So I started to use the products, and of course then it just became I could recommend those products to other people. In fact, these are just some of the products that I use. So I'm not going to go into a massive product range this evening. I'm not going to tell you all the products, and neither are the other speakers. These were just some of the products that I was using, feeling the benefits from, and guess what? I was able to find some customers because they trusted me. They seen the improvements in me, and it just became a recommendation business, not a selling business. And that's how I built my customers. And I haven't got a huge customer base because I didn't need one. I could quite easily find my customers. So, where can we supply customers with our products? For me initially, of course, it was at work, because that was my environment. My environment, and the gym were the people where I went and found my customers when I started this business. And I said, we have a huge product range, but I found my little niche of products that I loved within the range of forever. And that's where I went and found my customers. Of course, when I left work in 2014, which was completely life-changing to work from home around the children, it meant that I got to do the school run. So that's a picture of myself there, my little boy. And of course, I naturally started speaking to other parents. I'd gone from a parent that never did the school run, never picked my children up from school, to being there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, I got to know the parents of other children. So again, it gave me the opportunity to develop some customers from there. You'll naturally speak to people you care about, your family, your friends, so they can, see the benefits of the products. And of course, I've mentioned people at the gym. Maybe you go to the gym, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or maybe you just go occasionally. You will find customers there with, the products that we do within our sports and nutrition range. So, looking at the market sectors, I've mentioned a couple there, sports and nutrition. The markets are absolutely booming here in the UK, because it's okay me saying Forever Living products do all these great products, but where am I going to go? What are the markets like? And as you can see there, the vitamins and supplement market, 414 million. Men's products, 8.4 billion. And I guess the guys listening in this evening may be quite surprised with that. Sports and nutrition, 356 million. And the great thing about our products are they are consumable. People use the products, look after your customers, and of course your customers will come back and buy your products. So have we got the right products? Absolutely. Have we got the market? Absolutely. But we do other markets, as you can see. Maybe the sports and nutrition, or none of those particularly apply this evening. Maybe it's daily care, maybe it's personal care. But something that is booming is the male grooming industry. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, men are getting vainer by the day. And you can see what I think is a really exciting stat there is we spent 14.8 billion last year, and the UK is in the top country. So you can see Brazil, South Korea, the US, Germany, and yes, the UK are in that grooming is booming industry. So yes, we have got a marketplace. Weight management, we have a great range of weight management products, starting with our Clean 9, building up to the F15. Now, I'm really, really excited about this product. This gets released in 3 weeks' time, and it's a great follow-on program behind great supplementation, a great diet, and some good exercise programs in there. So we've got the cleansing program, we've got a fitness program that are going to work hand in hand with people that go to the gym, or maybe you're just looking for a complete lifestyle change as well. So what I'm going to do, I've been on for about 10-12 minutes now, told you a little bit about the company. What I'd love to do is introduce a great friend of mine who I was with in Dublin on Tuesday evening. So we were showing this at the iconic Croke Park. So let me just find him online, and I'm going to unmute him, and he's going to talk you through the marketing plan this evening and tell you a little bit more about the income opportunity. Karl, are you there?
I can hear you, buddy. Can you hear me okay?
Good evening, mate. How are you?
I'm brilliant, Stu. Love listening to you there. Get excited every time I hear this story at the beginning. Excellent stuff.
Brilliant. Okay, mate. So take us through the marketing plan. Tell these people about the income potential, and tell them about your background, buddy, and how it's changed your life over the last
Absolutely.
3 or 4 years.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Stuart, for the invitation to speak this evening and explain to a lot of people that are on this call tonight just how amazing this opportunity actually is. And you might think I'm biased saying that, but that is the reality and that is the facts. And when I looked at this opportunity 3.5 years ago, it was something I didn't need another business 3.5 years ago. I had a very successful business. I had, 20 employees. I'm from a sports background with Ireland's largest tennis academy. Things were good, life was good, income was great. But what I didn't have was time. And I didn't have the freedom to stop doing what I was doing and maybe go off on holidays when I wanted to. And that kind of bothered me a little bit. But what really bothered me the most was I had two very small children. And I felt as the busier I got and the bigger my academy grew, I was being drawn away from them more and more. And I remember sitting down with my wife saying, I've worked 17 hours today and I'm going to do the same tomorrow. So as I thought I owned my own business, actual fact was the business owned me. And you'll hear a lot of people out there that will say, oh, money is everything and all this kind of thing. It isn't. It really isn't. Time and freedom for me was everything. So May 2013, I happened to follow a good friend of mine on Facebook, and I seen he was quite excited about an opportunity that he had just taken part in. So curiosity, as we all have it, kind of got the better of me. And I remember sending him a Facebook message saying, "Hey, dude, what is it that has you so excited? What is it that you're doing? I'm watching all your activity on Facebook." And it was very simple. He said, "You know what? I'd love to show you over a cup of coffee. Are you around next week?" And I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll see you tomorrow." I was that eager. I wanted to see what this was about. What I saw blew my mind. What I'm going to show you now, it absolutely blew my mind. It showed me a way that I could have everything that I wanted, plus the time and the freedom, and I help a lot of people do the same. So we really quickly got going. And within our first 11, 12 weeks, we were earning over €2,000. And it was still very part time. And what was I doing? As Stuart just said, I was taking these amazing products, I was sharing them to people, I was talking about them. But equally, what I was doing was showing this business model to other people that might want to generate an income. Now, at the beginning, all I wanted was 2 grand a month. And you might be saying there, listening to that and going, wow, I'd love 2 grand. Absolutely, it's a lot of money. But this company can offer you 20 times that per month, 30 times, 40 times, 50 times, whatever you want. All the free holidays, all the free cars, all that stuff, I've no interest in. If I'm being absolutely frank, I wanted a couple of thousand a month so I could stay at home 2 days a week with my kids, bring them to school, pick them up. Simple things that we seem to miss out on before we know it. They're 10, 11, 12, 13 years of age, and it's not cool to bring them to school anymore. So I did that after 12, 11, 12 weeks, and life was good. What happened was I realized very quickly that, you know what, I'm onto something here. As Stu said to you earlier on, you heard the background, you heard the turnover, you heard the amount of countries we're in, how long we're trading, our unique selling point, our amazing product range. You've heard all of that. So I knew I had something really good here at my disposal. So I decided to give it a little bit more extra. I decided to take an extra day off work per week and work hard at this business. 5 months later, I get a phone call from head office to say, congratulations, you have just qualified for an all expenses 5-star trip to Lake Tahoe and Dallas. Now, I don't know about you guys that's on this call tonight. I never got anything free in my whole entire life. So to get a call to say that I'd qualified for this trip that was happening the next September blew my mind. As I qualified for this trip, my income also went up to match, which was incredible. Then we fast forward a couple of months, and I made a big bold decision. And this is something that might resonate with a lot of you out there listening in. I decided after 7 months in my business, in my brand new network marketing business, that I was going to close down my tennis academy that took me 8 years to build, because I saw the potential of this. I saw how quickly people were building a business. I saw the hunger people wanted to have that extra income. I just saw it all. So we did close the doors. I handed the keys over to one of my head pros, and he just picked up the show and he ran it. I didn't want any financial ties to it, nothing. I wanted to start afresh. Fast forward the next 2.5 years, here we are speaking to you. It's been an amazing journey. We've been around the world with Forever. We've picked up shares of the company's profits. We get our car paid for every month. We've been to places in this part of the world I never thought I'd be, all paid for, all 5-star, and with my family, which was why I did this. So that's just a little bit about me, guys. I won't bore you with any more of my stuff. So I want to show you something that will help you achieve that lifestyle. So there's a couple of things that we need to talk about first and foremost. Different ways that we get paid out there in the world, a world of work, let's say. So the first thing, which is 95% of people, is our employees. So you're probably nodding going, yeah, that's me, I'm an employee. You know, what's the risk when you're an employee? There is none. You show up, you do your thing, you get paid, you go home, and that's it. And that's the way it goes for 40 years. Your pay is controlled by others. So therefore, you can never project that you want to get this new car, you want to get this new house, you want to upgrade, whatever you want to do. You just can't do it because your pay is controlled by others. But then there's another way that we get paid. And that is sometimes when people take that big bold move that they want to become self-employed. Just like I did when I started back 10 years ago and I was setting up my own tennis academy. We wanted to be self-employed. Now, here's the thing. You do control your income. Granted, you control your income, but here's what used to get me. When you stop working, you stop earning. So you find yourself working more and more and more, because when you stop working, you stop earning. So the third thing that I'd like to talk about, which is another thing, and this is taking a bit more of a risk, I suppose, is becoming an investor. Now, if you're in that lucky, 5-10% that you can have that kind of income to invest in different startups, you might get a passive income. If you're lucky, after a certain amount of time, you'll get a passive income, but you have huge financial risk. Huge financial risk. And, just touching on that really quickly, I remember when I was kind of getting to the stage, I didn't want to do the academy anymore. It was very much, I had savings, and I was about to put it into a sports shop. And a sports shop was flooded over here in Ireland. They're everywhere. But I was looking for a way out, and I would have lost everything. Huge financial risk. Or we become an employer. Now, employer, we earn from others. Granted, we earn from other people. However, you get those huge management headaches. And for me, I had that for years with the tennis academy, and I just didn't want it anymore. You can never switch off. So that's what really attracted me to this model, this network marketing model. I did my research, and I found that Forever was the best company out there to work with out of all the network marketing companies. This was the fairest. This was the biggest bonus that we got paid, and this was the one that fitted with me because of our amazing product range. How do we get paid? How does this all work? Okay, very simply. A lot of people will get going in this business just to make £300 to £400 a month, just to supplement their income. When you come into this industry, or into our company rather, straight away, you get paid 35% to 48% wholesale to retail. The minute you come in to the business, you get that straight off. So you get a 5% bonus to an 18% bonus and 30% profit all the time. So let me talk you through this. Let me just show you how this might work for you. Now, is it fair to say that 20 people that are out there shopping in Tesco's or, whatever your big supermarkets are in the UK, is it fair to say 20 people that brush their teeth, that shower, that might take supplements, that use everyday products, that use shaving foam, that all different things that we use on a daily basis? I know you probably know 100 people if you put your mind to it, but let's keep it really simple. And 20 people, you help them redirect their spending to a product that's going to benefit them and help them, and they're going to look and feel better on the same path. Now, the average family will spend roughly about £50 a month, a family of 4. Now, I'll be absolutely frank with you, they're low numbers, because I know I'm a family and we don't spend £50. We spend a lot more than that on different things. But let's keep it simple. Let's say you found your 20 customers and we help you do that. We build a structure, a strategy. We show you how to do that, and we show you how to look after these people. And there's 20 people spending 50 quid a month is £1,000. Now, on that, from them just spending that small amount and you looking after them, very, very easy, not time consuming at all, you will get paid 35% starting today. Starting your business today, you get 35% of that, which is £350. Now, here's the beautiful part of this. Think about this for a second. £350 over 12 months. I mean, you're up to over £4,250 top up on what you already do. We've hundreds of people in our team do this. And do you know how long it takes them? 3 to 4 hours a month to do this, to look after their customer base. If even that long, that's just shy of £100 an hour for something that people want. Crazy if you ask me. And that goes up to 48% as we move through the plan. And I will show you how we do that just now. So the next way people like to get paid. What happens in this industry is people make 300 to 400 quid very quickly. And then they kind of go, you know what, I wouldn't mind upping it a little bit. I wouldn't mind going for £1,000 a month or £2,000 a month. Well, here's what happens. When you make that decision, then you qualify for what's called a coaching bonus. So what will happen is you will start to show 4 or 5 other people just what you did. The very same as you did. Help them look after small customer base in gyms, in salons, in personal care, in makeup range, whatever the case may be. It'll be huge for animal products also. You're going to help them look after 20 customers, 50, 100, whatever they want. What's going to happen is this. They're going to build their small retail. So let's take Joe for an example. Joe turns over £1,000 a month, just like you did. Because Joe's starting off just like you did, he gets paid 35% of that, which is 350 quid. But because you've helped Joe and a few others build their business, the company rewards you. That's right, the company, not Joe. The company will reward you, move you up the marketing plan. You are now on 48%. So what happens, when I heard this and saw this blew my mind. Joe was on 35%. You're now on 48% because you've been building this small business. You're helping people do the same. And there's volume moving through your business. The company will pay you the difference between you and Joe. The company will pay you 13% coaching bonus on all of Joe's turnover that month. Now, to keep it really simple, again, we're going on the £1,000 a month, but let me tell you, it can be a lot more than that. £1,000 a month is £130 you have just made on Joe's business, not including your own 20 customers, 50 customers, 20, 15, whatever it is. Now, here's what I thought. When I saw this, I said, I was ahead of the game a little bit. I said, okay, what happened if I had 10 Joes or 20 Joes? There's is in the bottom. Multiply that by 10. That's £1,300 per month, plus your own 480 that you're getting now, your own little retail. You are now up to nearly £2,000 from a small part-time business looking after a handful of people. Now, for me, that was a no-brainer when I saw that. It doesn't stop there, guys. Excuse me. There's also another way we get paid. And if I'm being honest, if I'm being frank, this is why I joined the business, and I tell people this all the time. Who gets royalties? Who gets a royalty-style income? Well, singers, songwriters, they get royalty-style. J.K. Rowling that wrote Harry Potter books, every time a Harry Potter book is sold, she gets paid a royalty-style income, a royalty bonus rather. Well, we also do. Because what's going to happen is, when you show somebody this business, and let's say it's Flo, and Flo gets going, and straight away Flo's looking at you, making a couple of grand a month, and says, show me how to do that. I would love to know how to make that type of income. We have a blueprint. We have a strategy. We have a proven system. We have a proven business model. We just implement it with Flo, work with Flo to get what she wants. Now she's making the same as you. So she's now on 48%. Because you're on 48 and she's on 48, there is no gap anymore. So what happens is the company step in and say, tell you what we'll do. We'll give you 6% royalty bonus on all of Flo's teams. That's right, teams turnover every month for the rest of your life. Once there continues to building and so forth, and there's volume moving, you will get 6% of all of their teams turnover, which is on average, again, low figures of £900 a month. Flo might bring in Mo, who she knows from work, who's a colleague, who's a friend, who's a relative, whatever it is. Mo comes into the business, the company will pay you 3% of Mo's team's turnover. They'll pay one more generations down. Mo brings Joe into the business. The company will give you 2% of all of Joe's team's turnover every single month. Now that equates to £1,650 at a very low figures for you per month. Now, that's not including what I showed you in the previous slide of people that aren't on 48%. You're still getting paid the difference on that. That's not including your own retail that you're doing and your own customer base. So you could be earning up to £3,500 to £4,000 a month from just doing this and having one leg. Can you imagine if you had 5 lines of managers, 5 of these working? We had 2 of these within our first, I think it was 10 months. We had 2 of these full legs done. 2, imagine. And we're building and keep growing and growing and growing. Now, imagine you had 5 of those. Wouldn't that be incredible? That could be a 2-year plan for you. That could be a 24-month plan. But imagine having 5 lines turning over on average of 2,000 to 3,000 a month. You're up to 6-figure income straight away. And I don't know about you, but most 6-figure income earners out there have studied for 10 years, have gone to college for God knows how many years, pilot school for many years, and they've put all their money into learning how to become a pilot. And with this industry and this company, you can do that as quick as you like. It doesn't stop there, guys, as we're going to move on now to the next slide. So, as I was saying, you can build this anywhere around the world. You might know somebody in Dubai. I'm actually over in Dubai myself in 2 weeks, where I'll be speaking to 3,000 people, and I'll be showing people how they can just do this, how they can make this kind of income. And I have a team over there. So you can have people anywhere. So let's just say you have 2 manager lines, like I said. On low end, you're making £30,000. Low end per annum. Roughly a little bit higher. Let's just say you want to have 5 lines, which is next up. You on average are making £60,000 per annum. Let's say you want to help more people. It goes up £120,000. The next one goes up to £200,000. And the next one goes up to £350,000. Now, just look at the 351 for a minute. Now, do you know 25 people? I'm sure you do. Do you know 100 people? I'm sure you do. Help 25 of them build an income because they want to build an income, and this is the type of income you're earning. These are low-end figures. Most diamond managers at the end there are probably earning double that, if I'm being absolutely honest. But it's just going to keep it nice and simple so you can understand the pragmatics of getting this moving. It doesn't stop there, guys. This again is where it just gets a little bit better. After 5 months in our business, we got what's called Forever to Drive, where the company give us €400 every month to go and get ourselves a new car. That was the first one we got, which was level 1, which was €400 a month to go and get ourselves a new car or whatever you want to spend it on for 3 years. They would give that to you. You only have to qualify for it once, and then you just re-qualify. And you can do level 1, 2, and 3, and the money just goes up depending on the level. This is the Eagles Retreat next, which I spoke to you about when we qualified for ours in Dallas, the first one. We've since been around the world on these different retreats. This is just a free holiday with amazing training, amazing people, and you get spending money when you're there to spend in a 5-star retreat. Incredible. Doesn't stop there. Another one of the most amazing incentives the company will give you is they will give you a share of the company's profits in a different destination every year. We've been lucky enough to qualify for these since we came into the business. We were in it 12 months, and our first one was over in Singapore. The next one was in Johannesburg last April, and now the next one, next April, is in Dubai. Isn't that just incredible, where we'll be picking up another share of the company's profit? So ask yourself this, as I showed you all of this evening. Does your company give you a share of the profits? Do you get free holidays? Do they pay for your car? And if they do, phenomenal, fantastic. But do you want an extra £200 a month? That's it, just very part-time. Or do you want to develop it into £1,000 a month? Whatever you want. What I am going to do now, guys, is I'm going to introduce some people that are going to share their story, which is some amazing leaders across the UK that have built phenomenal businesses for themselves. So the first person I'd love to bring on to share his story with you and how his business is growing is Martin Nwangwa. Are you there, Martin? Can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. And I'd like to introduce myself, Martin Nwangwa. Thank you, and give you a little bit about my background into why we got involved with Forever. I'm a story manager with Forever Living, and my background is in corporate IT for over 16 years. And we were introduced to Forever back in 2010 by a family friend. Back in 2010, as always, I believed everything to be a scam, pyramid, and hocus pocus, and all the labels that I could have thrown at it. And I remained the skeptical husband, but my wife chose to ignore me. And luckily for me, she started to build our business. you see, we had a dream back then, and our goal was to send our kids to private school. And we had just sent our eldest to private school, so we just needed that extra little bit of money to make it happen and to keep the dream alive. But unfortunately, disaster fell, and I was made redundant in 2011. Luckily, my wife had built our business up to significant levels, so it allowed us not only just to keep our son in school, but it also kept the financial wolves and everybody else knocking away from the door. I did find employment again, luckily, however, and for that period of time, it was very, very good that we had this extra income coming in. And I think for me, it wasn't until 2013 when sitting on a plane bound for Hawaii to collect our first chairman's bonus check, I actually began to realize exactly what it was that we got our hands on. If I fast forward to 2014, and to be precise, December the 24th, which is Christmas Eve 2014, I sat at my desk that I'd been sitting in for a while, and I typed out my resignation letter and printed it off, and I handed it to my boss. You see, we'd long earned the equivalent of my salary and much more. And one thing that was missing and more prevalent to me was to spend more time with my boys. Now, both boys are now in private school, and I wanted to attend their rugby matches. I wanted to see the concerts there and any activities that they were in. And I was fed up with having to ask for permission or taking half days off of my holiday entitlement to go and watch the boys. And I also wanted to do this whilst they were still young. I also realised I could contribute and devote more of my time to our business. And suffice to say, 4 chairman's bonus checks later, yes, that's 4 chairman's bonus checks later, our lives of a family have never, ever, ever been better. And I look forward to receiving another bonus check next year in Dubai, where we've qualified for, and all the other checks going forward and beyond. So thank you very much for your time, and I'll hand you back.
Thank you so much, Martin, and it's a very inspiring story. Really appreciate your time for giving up and sharing that with the guys on tonight. So, next gentleman that I'd love to introduce for this evening, and then he's going to hand you back over to Stuart, is an amazing man in the UK who's built a phenomenal business for himself and his wife. So I won't steal his thunder and allow him to share his story with you. Is Mr. Ben Colley. Hey Ben, how are you?
Hi. I'm good, Karl. Thank you very much for the introduction. Lovely to hear your energy. It's one of the first times I've heard you speak, actually, and I'm totally and utterly addicted to your energy already. So thanks for that. Okay, guys, a little bit about myself. First of all, I'm a little bit different to the other guys. My background is in the military. I was in the Grenadier Guards for just short of 5 years. I loved that role, but I didn't spend any time in the UK. And being married with a baby on the way, I looked for something else. So I came out of that role, and I went into the ambulance service, where I served as a rapid responder on frontline ambulances and rapid response vehicles for a further decade. Both of those roles are extremely negative, and it ingrained this deep negativity in me, and that was because I was surrounded every day with negative scenarios, whether that was people in the army or going into operational environments where we weren't particularly wanted. Or whether that was on the ambulance service trying to get someone from the side of a motorway at 3 o'clock in the morning who had life-threatening injuries and having the pressures of that. Neither of those are happy-go-lucky job roles. So I had this deep-rooted negativity, and I can't take any credit. My wife saw the opportunity in January of 2013, and I was similar to Martin in the fact that I came up with every ignorant, arrogant phrase, terminology you possibly could for this kind of opportunity, and I put some severe pressure on her from the home environment. I just wasn't keen on her doing this at all. I just didn't understand it. I just wasn't prepared to understand it either, and I watched for around about 6 weeks while she built this business, and I was losing her. That's the best way of describing it, because she was married to her iPad in the hours we spent together. She was building this business furiously, and she was using me and my negativity as fuel to succeed. So I didn't get it until I went to one of our events, and I was in a room with around about 2,000 people, and I felt the energy, and that was the first time I ever felt real severe positivity from an environment. Not from meeting someone, but from an environment, the energy of a room. And it completely and utterly transformed me within 6 hours. I said, I will pay due diligence, I will listen to what the people in that room have got to say, just for one day. I was actually tricked by her to attend, and it was only the fact that it was Wembley Stadium in London. I went, well, the company can't be a scam if they've got Wembley Stadium. So I went down there, listened to what the people have got to say, and I got the bug. Because I was watching factory workers, lawyers, police officers, people in positions of responsibility, and people in positions of, you know, who are just doing normal job roles. And these people were telling stories of these magical things, like Martin had just said there, you know, and Karl and Stuart, with regard to what they'd achieved, these travel trips and, you know, these checks and so on and so forth. And I was just like flabbergasted. And I remember leaning over and saying to Kelly, could we do the same? You know, is it possible? And of course it's possible. Everyone's got exactly the same opportunity. The marketing plan's been around for nearly 40 years. You know, it depends what you put into it. So we kind of went back from that day. My steam was coming out of my ears. I was absolutely buzzing. And that was March 2013. And from that day on, I've probably been the more energized one out, me and the wife. You know, I've kind of looked at this opportunity, and I'm thankful to, you know, to Rex and everything for forming this company, for changing mine and my family's life. We weren't spending any time together. I was away, whether I was on shift work with the ambulance or in the military, and this just completely transformed us. And then we went from, you know, normal money into dream world. And we went dream world inside our first complete year with this company, where, you know, we exceeded a 6-figure income in our second year, to give you some kind of idea. And this is like a normal guy who was really skeptical. And I was just like, oh, I can't even believe this is happening. I had to keep pinching myself. And, you know, it's still a dream for me now. I'm still extremely grateful for everything that the company delivers us, and it allows me to spend time with my children, travel the world now. I'm more of a motivational kind of mindset coach, and I get to go to different countries and do that in front of thousands of people. And I'm super passionate about that, elevating people. I joined the ambulance service to help people, and you know, I'm even more passionate now about helping others and elevating others, both in financial terms and their own health. And this company's given me the platform to do that. It's not so much now about the money. The money's great, it gives me the options, but the fact that I can travel to, say, like Slovakia early in the year and stand on a stage in front of 500 people and energize them people, I mean, I just buzz off that. So that's a little bit about me and my background. I'm happy to answer anyone's questions. You know, at the end of this, if anyone wants to message us, by all means, fine. And yeah, that's just my story, and it's been a magical one. So I hope that you'll also see the light, get involved, and get cracking yourselves. Thanks for listening, guys.
That's great, Ben. Thank you very much, guys, for coming on this evening and joining me. So that was Martin and Ben sharing their experience of working alongside Forever Living. Both, as they said, were quite sceptical of, you know, their wives joining the business. You know, a few years back, both have grabbed the opportunity to work alongside the wives and, you know, carry the business forward to do that. But of course, one of the things you're probably going to ask is this business for me? You know, for me, this business really is for everybody. You know, maybe you're a guy or a lady listening this evening, and particularly the guys, maybe you've seen this scenario, Forever Living Products, really growing over the last, you know, 4 years, and maybe thinking, do you know what, it's okay if you're a lady. Well, do you know what? You've seen an income opportunity. You've seen 3 income streams. Maybe you want an extra £200, £300, £400 a month, and using our products and recommending them to people to build that income stream. Maybe like Ben, you love building a team and, you know, creating that environment and leading people, and to go on and build a team as well, so you can start to earn a team leading bonus. Or like probably all of us seen was the residual income, which will give you choices to lead the life that you want. You know, because when the income is there, you know, if you want to wake up tomorrow morning and go and play golf or go to the gym or walk the dog, you can do that, because the only person you've got to ask is yourself to be able to do that. So maybe this opportunity is for you, but you've got some questions, by all means go back to the person who shared the link with you tonight, and they will answer any questions that you've got. Maybe it's not for you. Do you know what? That's absolutely fine. But one thing I know all four of us would recommend is for you to use the products, feel the benefits for yourself. Maybe you are a gym goer, maybe you just want your health to improve. Get these products inside you. A company does not survive for nearly 40 years if the products are no good. These products are amazing. In fact, with all of our product purchases, you get a 60-day back money guarantee. I don't know anybody else that offers that. That's how much belief Rexmorn has in these products. It will offer a 60-day back money guarantee, and that's phenomenal. Well, do you know what? You really love what you've seen this evening. You love the marketing plan. You love the opportunity. You want to get started. Again, speak to the person that's introduced you to the webinar. They can get you registered, and they will get a planning meeting booked in with you straight away, because we do have a blueprint to train people. We have a structure to move people through that marketing plan, which Karl took you through this evening. Now, you're not going to believe this. It is $199.75 to start a business. Now, of course, I know the three guys that have spoke tonight, so I know each of them have built multi-million-pound businesses, yet they paid $199.75. Now, you cannot start a business and build a multi-million-pound business that costs you £200 anywhere else, but that £200 is for the products that you can see on screen there. That is the business owner's box that we do right here in the UK to get your business started today. Or maybe you want to join with a selection of products. Those are my products. You can join with a selection of products to get you started within the business. Again, it's an option. You can speak to the person that shared the webinar with you this evening. They can go through that process with you of how to join the business. And I guess, guys, you've heard the excitement. You've heard the guys speaking tonight, how it's changed their lives. The question you've really got to ask yourself tonight is, do you want to change something in your life right now? Maybe it is that small of income, that first income stream, or like a lot of us see, especially the guys, is that residual royalty style income, where it gives you the choices to do what you want to do in life, but lead the life that you want to lead. So I hope you've enjoyed this evening. Any questions you've got, go back to the person who has shared the webinar with you. My name is Stuart, and it has been an absolute pleasure to share this with you this evening. So thank you very much.